Imagine a force so powerful, so immense, that it dictates the very fate of our universe, yet we cannot see it, touch it, or even directly detect it. A cosmic shadow that makes up 68% of everything, silently pulling the strings of reality. What if this force isn't just an abstract concept for physicists, but something far more chilling, far more conscious? To unravel this profound and unsettling mystery, we need to journey back to the late 1990s. For decades, cosmologists believed the universe's expansion, set in motion by the Big Bang, was gradually slowing down due to the gravitational pull of all the matter within it. It was a logical, elegant picture, a cosmic sprint that would eventually succumb to its own inertia. Some even theorized it might eventually reverse into a big crunch, collapsing back on itself. But then, two independent teams of astronomers, the Supernova Cosmology Project and the High Z Supernova Search Team, set out to measure this deceleration. Their method was ingenious. Observe distant type Ia supernova. These stellar explosions are incredibly consistent in their peak brightness, acting as standard candles across vast cosmic distances. By comparing their observed brightness to their known intrinsic brightness, scientists could calculate how far away they were, and by observing their redshift, how much their light is stretched by the universe's expansion. They could determine how fast they were receding. The expectation was clear. Distant supernovae would appear brighter than models predicted if the expansion was slowing down. But what they found was utterly bizarre. The results, when they finally came in, didn't just contradict their predictions, they pulverized them. The distant supernovae were fainter than they should have been, significantly fainter. This wasn't just a minor statistical anomaly, it was a profound cosmic riddle. Fainter meant further away. Further away meant the light had taken longer to reach us, meaning the universe's expansion wasn't slowing down at all. In fact, it was doing the exact opposite. It was accelerating. This wasn't just a new data point, it was a paradigm shift, a slap in the face to decades of established cosmological thought. The universe was not only expanding, but its expansion was speeding up. Something was pushing it apart, and that something was completely unknown, unseen, and utterly confounding. Scientists, scrambling for answers, coined a term for this new elusive force: dark energy. The initial reaction among scientists was a mix of disbelief and intense intellectual ferment. How could this be? What force could possibly overcome gravity on such a colossal scale, not just once, but continuously, pushing galaxies apart at an ever-increasing rate? Dark energy wasn't just an empty name, it became a placeholder for the single greatest mystery in modern physics. The simplest explanation, proposed as a cosmological constant by Einstein himself decades earlier, though he later called it his biggest blunder, suddenly regained terrifying relevance. This constant suggested that empty space itself possessed an inherent energy, a kind of anti-gravitational pressure. But there was a problem. Quantum field theory, our best understanding of the quantum realm, predicts a vacuum energy many orders of magnitude larger than what was observed. A discrepancy so vast it's been called the worst theoretical prediction in the history of physics. This wasn't just slightly off. It was off by a factor of 10 to the power of 120, a number so large it's practically meaningless to the human mind. This colossal mismatch opened the door to far more unsettling possibilities. If it wasn't just an inherent property of space, then what was it? As the evidence for cosmic acceleration mounted, so too did the unease. The universe was not just big, it was getting bigger, faster, and this dark energy was the architect of its relentless expansion. It makes up a staggering 68% of the entire universe's energy density, dwarfing even dark matter, 27%, and the ordinary matter that makes up stars, planets, and us, a mere 5%. Think about that. Everything we can see, everything we understand, is less than a tenth of reality. The vast majority is governed by two forces we cannot directly observe or comprehend. This is where the theories begin to take a truly chilling turn. What if dark energy isn't just a force, but something with agency? What if it's a cosmic entity, a primordial consciousness that has existed since the dawn of time, orchestrating the universe's expansion for reasons we could never fathom? Imagine a universe not just expanding mindlessly, but expanding under the deliberate will of an unseen intelligence, a silent, omnipresent architect shaping everything around us. This concept, while purely speculative, adds a layer of existential horror to the scientific mystery. If it's conscious, what are its intentions? Is it benevolent, indifferent, or something far worse? Could it be a cosmic predator, silently consuming the universe, stretching it thinner and thinner until only a cold, empty void remains? The most terrifying projection of dark energy's influence is the Big Rip scenario. If dark energy gains strength, or if its repulsive power intensifies, it won't just push galaxies apart. It will overcome all other fundamental forces. First, galaxies will tear apart. Then, stars and planets will be ripped from their orbits. Eventually, even atoms themselves will be unbound, dissolved into a soup of fundamental particles, which will then be stretched into oblivion. The entire fabric of space-time would simply unravel, not in a fire, but in an infinitely accelerating, lonely vacuum. Everything would become infinitely diluted, utterly annihilated, not by collision, but by an unstoppable pulling apart, a cosmic dismemberment. And all of this orchestrated by something we know nothing about. What if this big rip is not an accident of physics, but a chosen fate, a designed endgame by an entity that sees existence as a resource to be stretched and dissolved? This thought alone is enough to send a shiver down the spines of even the most hardened astrophysicists. It transforms a scientific enigma into a philosophical and potentially terrifying prophecy. The ultimate end, not in a bang, but in an endless, isolating, accelerating stretch to nothingness. It's a universe being murdered by its own expansion. To this day, dark energy remains the universe's ultimate secret, a profound void in our understanding. We may theorize about quintessence, about modifications to gravity, or even about a multiverse where different pocket universes have different values of this mysterious energy. But at its core, we are faced with a cosmic reality where 68% of everything is beyond our grasp, dictating the ultimate fate of all existence. Is it the quiet hum of the vacuum, a property of space-time itself? Or is it something far more profound, something that holds the power to create and destroy, to set the very rhythm of reality? The implications are staggering. If dark energy is indeed a conscious entity or a precursor to one, its silent dominance over the cosmos means we are merely passengers in a play whose script is entirely unknown to us. The universe might not be a grand, inert mechanism, but a vast, living, expanding enigma, moving towards an end we cannot foresee, guided by a force we cannot comprehend. And in that uncertainty lies a profound, spine-chilling truth. We are profoundly, terrifyingly alone, and utterly at the mercy of the dark, unseen hand that pulls the cosmic strings.